I love how much counseling is done. And I also want to emphasize and just stop for just a second on the screening of the donors. I think there's a huge fear in the intended parents of, you know, what is this person like? Are they using drugs? Is there, you know, medical history that we're not going to know about and it's going to show up later? So there's all these sort of fears, understandable, of course. And so I think for intended parents, just hearing how stringent the screening process is would be really helpful.
Yeah, so not only do we have to do, of course, we do the FDA panel that everybody has to do, but part of what's not even required, but we do, they have to go through a psychological evaluation before they're allowed. That's number one. Number two, we also do genetic carrier screening. You'll be surprised how many people show up with stuff they never even know. And we now use the newer panels that test almost 500 genes in a, they keep improving that. And if they do, then we increase the genes that we screen for. But most especially also is a background check, you know. If they say they have a PhD, well, we need to see that PhD. We can't take your word that you have a PhD. Well, let's see your school set. Let's verify that you went to that master's program. Let's verify that you're indeed a pilot, and you say you're a pilot. So it's almost like you're doing a Sherlock Holmes, digging through, trying to find out, because people may not know that certain things, you know, maybe they're not even suitable for donating eggs because of a health problem that they never thought about. So in the process of digging up, I'm actually able to refer them and say, you know what, look at what we found out. You know, you may not be a good candidate, but hey, I need you to go see this doctor because this is what we found out. It's going to improve your health. You know, so it's a lot of digging and digging and digging and trying to verify whatever information they give us. We need to verify. Like if somebody has a history of you know, schizophrenia or psychotic disorders, or and they donate eggs, and then the offspring has similar problems, well, the parents could come back and say, well, you know,
why weren't we informed?
Exactly. So there's a lot of investigation that goes on. So that's why we have such a huge backlog of people that we're processing through. Probably 1 out of every 15 or 20 is what we finally let through to donate their eggs. And if they pass every medical screen, they pass all the background and all that, they pass the psychological, they have to pass the psychological as well, right? So they may
and I think that's so important for intended parents to know that it's not just, you know, somebody called up, they want to donate and we just do it. There's all of these checks and balances, you know, that go into this process. And of course, the process isn't perfect, but we try to do as much as we can to sort of catch all these things before the donor would go through. And I think that's such an important piece.